Uzbekistan is coming out with a new residency by investment program, which I wanted to go over with you. There are a couple of things I want to talk to you about before we do this on the country. It's a doubly landlocked country located in Central Asia. It's surrounded by 5 countries: Kazakhstan to the north, Kyrgyzstan to the northeast, Tajikistan to the southeast, Afghanistan to the south, and Turkmenistan to the southwest, make it one of the only 2 doubly landlocked countries on Earth, the other being Liechtenstein. Now, the country has a population of more than 37.5 million people, making the most populous country in Central Asia. Now, Uzbekistan is a member of the Organization of Turkic States. Uzbek, spoken by the Uzbek people, is the official language and spoken by the majority of its inhabitants, while Russian and Tajik are significant minority languages. Islam is the predominant religion, and most Uzbeks are Sunni Muslims. Now, this country does not allow dual citizenship, so you're going to have to recognize that this is an issue. You're going to have to relinquish all your other passports to get this passport. It does have a real low tax system. You're looking at 12%, but they do tax you on your worldwide income if you live there. That's the thing I don't like, but it is a low tax rate. You're looking at 12%. It's pretty low. But that being said, if you're wanting to get your taxes to zero, there's a lot better choices. Now, you've got visa-free or visa-free on arrival to 61 countries and territories, making this it's not a real good travel document. You're not going to have visa-free the Schengen countries, and this is what a lot of people don't like. Now, you might say, wonder, why am I showing you this passport? I've had actually quite a few people have asked about this passport. In fact, Jimmy Rogers actually was recommending this country a while back, and he thought a lot of it, and he didn't go through these advantages and disadvantages like I'm going through right now. But these are some things that you need to know. If you're trying to get your taxes to zero, this may or may not be the country that you want to get involved with. But anyway, the biggest thing I don't like here is the taxation. It is low, but I don't like the fact they tax you on your worldwide income. If I had to talk to the government officials of this country, I would tell them that they should allow dual citizenship, because the visa-free travel, you're not going to be able to change that real fast. That's going to take years to get those visa-free countries built up. I would, but the thing that they could change real quick is allow it dual citizenship, and they're just not going to do it with this country. And that is one of the biggest disadvantages, especially if you've got a problem legally and you don't have any other passports and you're dependent on this. I've told people in the past, this can be one of the biggest nightmare problems that you could run into. So you want to make sure that whatever country you deal with, they always allow dual citizenship. Now, also too, folks, if you can do us a big favor, we do not monetize our channel. It would help us out tremendously if you'll hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here. You get new videos automatically as they come out. And give us also a thumbs up if you like our videos, and also share this to some of your friends. It will help grow and our channel with the algorithm being increased, and it would help us out tremendously if you would do that for us. Now, there was an article also that came out in my newsletter. I wanted to highlight some things on this, which they didn't go through everything. They just went through a few things on the investment options that you've got, and I'll go through those with you. Now, they've introduced now a new 5-year donation-based golden visa, and they've added a new residence permit option for foreign nationals through the Presidential Decree PF-67 dated April 18, 2025. The decree states that from June the 1st, 2025, foreign citizens and stateless persons will receive residence permit in Uzbekistan for a period of 5 years in a simplified manner in exchange for payment in the amount of US $250,000 and US $150,000 for each family member, spouse, child, and parents. Now, there are 3 distinct investment migration pathways that you can go on this. This new pathway adds a 3rd option to Uzbekistan's investment migration framework, joining the 2 existing routes. Now, they've got what's called the investment visa route, presidential decree UP 5611, amended 2019. Now, this route consists of two investment tiers. One is a 3-year renewable residence permit, approximately 250,000 US dollars as equity or capital injection into a locally registered company. A 10-year renewable residence permit, which is $3 million investment in enterprises involved in producing goods and services, or a family inclusion, spouse, parents, and children included as dependents at no extra cost, and nationality restrictions, there are none. So what is unique on this is if you're from a country like Afghanistan, North Korea, it looks like they're taking anybody. And that's probably why their visa-free countries is so bad. Okay, 61. And when you start allowing just anybody to come to your country, what happens is nobody wants to give you visa-free travel. And this is what's happened here. All right, now let's look at the real estate route. Presidential Decree UP 5611, Appendix 6 is amended by UP 101. The investment option is $300,000 in Tashkent and the Tashkent region, reduced from the previous $400,000. So they had it $400,000 before. They weren't getting takes, so they've now reduced this, kind of like what Turkey did on their program. Now, or $100,000 in regions such as the Republic of Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan, and other areas of the country, or you can invest $200,000 in cities like Samarkand, Bukhara, Naman, Anjan, Fergana, and Koran. Residence period, indefinite, VNZH, permanent residence card, and then family inclusion. Investors can include dependents at no extra cost. Nationality restrictions limited to approximately 85 listed countries. So on this option, they're making it a little bit stricter, okay? The new donation route, PF 67, which came out April the 18th, 2025. This is the one that just came out. Donation amount, $250,000 for the main applicant, and then $150,000 US per family member. Residence period is a 5-year permit. Renewal rules still unknown. The method, a one-off contribution to a state-designated account. Nationality restrictions open to all nationalities. So this is one place, if you're looking for a passport and you're from places like Pakistan, Iraq, countries that have really bad passports, but you want to add another passport to your list of countries, this would be a good program for that. It doesn't have many visa-free countries. The problem is you're going to have to, if you want the passport again, you're going to have to relinquish all your other passports to get this. That's the problem, okay? Again, the Presidential Decree PF 67 includes no repeal or amendment clauses directed to the previous programs. Now, the decree adds to the existing residence options rather than replacing it, meaning the real estate and high-value investment visa tracks remain active. Now, for families, cost considerations vary significantly. While dependent family members require no additional payment under the real estate investment visa routes, each family member under the new program requires an additional $150,000 US dollars. Now, this means a family of 4 would face a total outlay of $700,000 US under the new program, potentially making the real estate option more economical for larger families eligible under that pathway. Let's look at the legislation process. Before the program opens on June the 1st, the Cabinet of Ministers and the Ministry of Internal Affairs must issue an implementing resolution specifying several critical details. Now, Treasury and bank account number and wire instructions, final application form requirements and process and timeline, anti-money laundering documents requirements, renewal rules after the 5-year period, after the initial 5-year period, clarification of whether time under this permit counts towards Uzbekistan's 5-year residence requirement for naturalization. Now, the problem with this is the 5-year period, you don't know if they're going to give you the passport. It just means that you can apply. I'm going to give you my whole concept on this thing, okay? Okay? It's got every damn thing you don't want, okay? It taxes you on your worldwide income. it's got the sorriest visa-free travel, 61 countries visa-free or visa-free on arrival. You know, it taxes you on your worldwide income if you live there, and it's not high. I mean, it is pretty low, 12%. But the fact is, why not just go to a country that, you know, that you don't have this problem? And you're also going to have a language requirement on this, and this language is pretty difficult to learn. It's my understanding it's similar to Russian, but it's not. And if you're not from this area, man, this is going to be a very difficult language to learn. I would tell you, I mean, why would someone want to go and do this? And you're probably wondering, well, Tom, why are you showing us this? I'm showing you so you can count down the countries, the ones that you don't want, okay? Because everybody's always thinking the grass is greener somewhere else. That's why, if you look at my videos, I go through every single country in the world that you would want to go to. Now, there are countries that they're way off the map that I just don't deal with because nobody will want to live there at all. But most of the countries in the world, we've got a YouTube video on, okay? And so what I do is go through and I literally just break this thing apart and let you know the advantages, disadvantages. And I would always tell you to always try to copy two countries, Antigua and St. Kitts. Why? Because they have the most, in fact, St. Kitts is the only country in the whole world that has the most visa-free travel that it's got, that doesn't have an income tax, capital gains tax, estate tax, or inheritance tax, where you can get the passport in eight months to a year that's English speaking, and you can keep your other passports. I mean, it's got every friggin' check block. I mean, everything is there. This country has got just the opposite. Everything that I've just mentioned about St. Kitts, this doesn't have. St. Kitts has got over 100 countries visa-free or visa-free on arrival than this country does. And just the fact you've got to learn this language requirement to get just an incredibly low number of visa-free countries that you can travel to. I mean, if I was talking to the guy who formulated this, I would tell you, okay, if you want your country to grow, number one, do away with income tax outside the country, okay? All right. Number two is allow dual citizenship. Getting the visa-free travel is going to take you years to do it, but I would be starting on that right away. And you know, I would also shorten your residency period to get the passport. In other words, and I wouldn't have a language requirement, but I would have a 2-year period before you can get the passport instead of 5 years. And when you say 2 years, it's 2 years. After they have 2 years, you get them the friggin' passport within 3 months. This is the problem with Panama and a ton of other countries that they give you statutory time periods and they don't go by, okay? If you're a government official in Uzbekistan right now and you're listening, this is how you're going to get wealthy people in your country, not the way you're doing it now. Folks, if you want to learn more on this, on how to legally get your income taxes to zero or how to get a second passport as quick as 4 to 8 months, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And again, it would help us out tremendously on our channel here on the algorithm. If you like our channel, give us a thumbs up. And also hit the subscribe button at the right of your screen here, and you get new videos automatically as they come out. And again, it would help us out a bunch if you do all these things we mentioned, because we don't monetize our channel. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.